Hi everyone, can you hear me? So I can see a comment from Patty saying that she won't be able to watch because she's on her way to the airport. Somewhere nice, I hope, Patty H. Have fun. I can see Rachel. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Ashley. Hope you're recovering well. Rachel, I'm doing great, thank you. The pain is virtually gone now. I still can't put the full weight on my left leg, but I'm getting there. It's getting a lot better to get up and down stairs. So, hi Heather, lovely surprise. Hello Ashley and everyone. So, I'm just going to try and find me on my phone as well, because I watch the comments. Oh, Rachel's saying you can hear me loud and clear. Brilliant. So I read the comments on my iPad, but I like to have them on my phone as backup. So I'm just going to go and see if I'm there. I am getting there, Rachel. I still am not able to walk 18 holes of golf though to watch Hannah. So last Monday she went to play somewhere and she knew that the course was quite long, so I didn't go. Hi Kareen, hope you're well. But yes, I am getting there, so that's good. Right, so I'm going to put my phone under there and I've got the comments as well. So, hi Susan, hope you're okay. I think I'm up to date with the comments, so I'm going to try and watch them on my iPad because that's directly in front of me. So it's happy World Card Making Day. Anyway, that's the first thing. That's why I'm here. I'm not going to be doing any ScanNCut projects today. I literally am here just to have a chat, hang out, and attempt to make a couple of projects. So, you know, if you want to stay with me and you've got any crafting that you want to do while I'm doing it, then brilliant. If not, let's just sit and have a chat. I'm sorry there's a bit of a shadow. I've had a bit of a move around with my crafting setup. And this is the first time I've checked it out because I literally only did it last night. So I think I'm going to be needing an extra light. So you're going to have to bear with me for today, but let's just see how we get on. I'm just going to pop something on the screen and let's just see. Seems to look okay. So I'm watching it live, but I'm watching it on my phone as well, which is delayed. So I'm just waiting for it to come up there and see how it looks. So happy to hear you're better and to join you all here today. Oh, thanks, Charlotte. Hi, Donna. Hope you're okay. Okay, it's looking okay on my phone. So I think, yeah, there is a bit of a shadow, but as I say, you're just going to have to bear with me. I clearly need an extra light because of where I've moved my camera. So, apart from being here with me, what have you all been up to today? Do you know what World Card Making Day is? Thanks, Rachel. Basically, from what I've read, World Card Making Day apparently started 15 years ago, and it's the first Saturday in October every year. Some of you may be on here that joined me last year. Now, last year was the first World Card Making Day I'd done, and I actually did lots of projects. I'd kind of prepared a lot of stuff. I'd had, you know, weeks to work out what I was going to do, and I made lots of different projects. But this year, as you know, I've not been well and literally just not had time to think about it. And I wasn't going to do it. Hi, Wendy. Thank you. I wasn't going to do it this year. And then the other day I thought, oh, I've got a couple of kind of projects that I could maybe show. So I literally just put a blog post together. I think I did it on Thursday and scheduled it for Friday. So you know, it's not going to be as many projects as last year, but I've got a couple of things to show you, hopefully, and we can try and work them out and see how we get on. So World Card Making Day, sorry, I might have gone off a bit of a tangent there. World Card Making Day apparently was started by one of the paper crafting magazines, I think it was, or companies. This is what I've read anyway. And apparently it was started to give people a kickstart on making their Christmas cards. So I've read. And it's just gone on and on and on every year. So as I say, I believe it's 15 years old this year, and it's always the first Saturday in October. So let's see what Rachel's saying. Guess what I've been making but getting annoyed with scanning on my ScanNCut? Christmas, no doubt, Rachel. I'm guessing. So last weekend, last Friday, I went away on a Stampin' Up retreat, and it was organised by my Stampin' Up upline. So I travelled down on the Friday evening. It took me 3 hours, the journey. Wasn't feeling well on the way down, so that was great. Anyway, got to my hotel, checked in, and just chilled out. Spent most of the night on and off the toilet. Rubbish. Anyway, it was all day Saturday and all day Sunday. I guess right, Rachel. I knew it would be. And it was lovely. It was completely out of my comfort zone, something I've never done before, but thoroughly enjoyed it. Met some lovely new crafters that are all part of Stampin' Up, and it was just nice to be able to get away on my own and just craft with like-minded people. And it was fun. So that's leading me into what's here on my desk. So let me show you this first. So this never actually got finished because this project, I felt like throwing in the bin at the end of it. I'd made some other projects which I'll show you quickly. So hang on, going off at a tangent now. So these were a couple of projects that we made first. Now, I'm not here to sell you anything, but I just want to tell you so that if any of you, you know, do follow me or you buy Stampin' Up products or you're my customers, you know what I'm using. There is an accompanying blog post to this video. So this video will go live. In fact, it's probably live now on my blog. And what I did when I wrote up the blog the other night saying that I was coming live today, I just put a list of all the products that I was thinking I was going to use. So if any of you do want to have a look at them, there are direct links on the blog. But these two projects were the first couple of projects. Now, when I got my Stampin' Up holiday catalogue, which runs until I think about the 2nd or 3rd of January, I liked this. This is called Gingerbread and Peppermint, and I liked it. Some of the images on it are quite big and I was unsure about them, but the beauty of Stampin' Up is that the reverse side is also patterned, and generally if there's like a big design on the front, there's something more subtle on the back. So I've put the stamps and the dies on my order, which I'm waiting for, but I'd also bought the, is it called Whimsical Tree, the one that's all very pale pink and silver and mint macaron. And I've ordered the stamp set. So that was the one that I was kind of leaning to more. But when we went to this retreat, I was given a full pack of the Gingerbread and Peppermint paper. And like I say, the first few projects we were crafting with it, and I do love it. This is more traditional colours, so the greens and the reds, and it's got the what's it called, cinnamon cider and the early espresso, which is the brown in it. So we made these two projects, which I am going to recreate at some point, probably for my channel, and we also did a couple of boxes. And I can't remember if that's all we did in the first day. I know that doesn't seem a lot for a day, but it's surprising how your day goes past, because you stop for lunch and then you stop for tea and coffee, and then we had a raffle and all that kind of thing. And then I think this was the Sunday project. Oh, as well as these, we were given loads of cardstock and, just told to make as many as we want. So obviously this and the other project, which is the bags, once we'd made one, we made several, just sitting and crafting. So that kind of filled out that day. Then we came to this and we were given instructions. Now my instructions had the wrong measurement on them, and I think that's why I ended up just literally giving up on this card. But basically it opens up and it's got this kind of fun fold, if you like, inside. But this card is 3 layers, and personally I don't think it needs to be 3 layers. So you've got the outer layer. This deep red it's not Real Red and it's not Poppy Parade, it's the other one. Oh my days, I can't remember. Somebody that deals with Stampin' Up, if you're on here, you'll probably know. It'll come to me at some point. Anyway, so you've got this outer card. Then I don't know how well you'll see this, but in here there's another layer of red card, and then there's these layers of white. And the measurements for this part here were wrong on the instructions. And I ended up cutting this, I don't know how many times, that by the time I'd cut it, I'd lost the will to live. So that's why I never finished it off. So when I came home, I actually came home Sunday night, but sometime in the week, I think it was maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, I sat down and I thought, this doesn't need to be this complicated. So that's when I made this. Now, it's more or less the same inside, apart from this is just one piece of card, and then this white is one piece of card. So you've not got all the different layers that this one's got. And then what I did, I used some of the gingerbread paper. This is a die cut that is from the, what's it called, Stitch So Sweetly dies. These. And I already had some of them pre-cut, as you'll see in here in the back. If I cut extras, I always keep them in my packet. So I decided to use one of them, and this is cut directly from the paper. And while I was at the retreat, one of the ladies that was on my table had the dies with her, so I've cut some extras because, as I say, I'm waiting for my stamp set and my dies to arrive. So I thought we'd have a look at this today, and we'll work out measurements for anybody that's not in the UK, because you have different paper. And then I've got another project as well, so let me see what's going on. So, but that didn't help with your back. Good morning from Memphis, Tennessee. Hi, Marcia. So, let's have a look at the paper. I'm going to ask you to choose a paper, and then we'll choose a card to go with it. So, I'll show you the papers. Okay, so that's one side. And like I say, when I saw this in the catalogue, I was unsure about these big elements. I knew they'd be probably good to cut with the ScanNCut. Highlight, I've only just started. I've not even made anything, so you're fine. Just chatting really, explaining what World Card Making Day is. But I knew that obviously our paper's double-sided, and if there's something like this on one side that I don't like, I generally like the other side. So I'm just going to run through the papers. You can choose a paper that I'm going to craft with, and then we'll choose some card to go with it. So that's one side. That's the other side. So it's just kind of small, tiny little diamond shapes in white and green. So that's one. Okay. So let's put that there. This one is the one, let's get the bells the right way up. This one is the one I've already used. Okay. And on the other side, you've got this kind of check again in like reds and greens. So we've got that. This is another paper with the red, green and white diagonal stripes, and then on the back you've got this kind of like frosting type design, because this whole suite, as I say, I've not got the dies, I'm waiting for them, but in the dies cut out the bells and the baubles and the snowflakes, and there's a border in it. There isn't a gingerbread man, although the suite's called gingerbread and peppermint, there isn't a gingerbread man, but there are some nice dies within it. So this is, and I've obviously, I think you get 4 sheets of each, and I may have more because I got a free pack and then we were given extras to craft with. So this is another one with all the like peppermint candies. And then you've got green and white stripes, so I'll put that there. Then we've got the mittens and the stars. I think the dies cut out these as well. Okay, and then on this one, again, you've got, you know, kind of checkish background. You've got the peppermints again, only just in red and white. And then that kind of frosting design again. These are the stars and the bells. And I'm not rushing through this because I'm here just to chat and craft really. So, you know, if any of you are in a rush, you'll just have to, hopefully it'll be recorded and you'll have to come back and watch it later. So that's one side, that's the other. That's another one of like the frosting, and that's green and white polka dots. So there is a lot to this pack. I like that one. That one's nice. That's kind of like the peppermint candies but in miniature. So Rachel's saying you can do a lot with these papers. Yeah, you definitely can. This is baubles and snowflakes but in a different kind of colourway. And again, checks and dots. So the colourway for this is, I'll tell you, it's here somewhere. It's cinnamon cider, early espresso, which is brown, old olive, real red and white. So we've got green and we've got red checks. And then I think this might be the last one. And then we've got the trees and then another plaid. So I need a piece of paper to go on the front of the card. So does anybody want to tell me which one to use? And then I'll pick a card colour to go with it. So we've got trees, cinnamon cider plaid, we've got green, red check, baubles I think might be a bit big for the front, but you never know, and green check. It has to be the trees. Okay, and put that on one side and let's see what anybody else says. So then we've got the cinnamon cider and the green. Actually, I've got, okay, so we've got cinnamon cider with the small peppermint candies. We've got cinnamon cider with the dots. We've got the big baubles and snowflakes with the cinnamon cider pattern on the back. We've got the red peppermints. Rachel saying agree trees, and then Lai saying with the candy cane stripes. Candy cane stripes, okay, hang on. Candy cane stripes, do we mean this one? Charmaine saying bells. I would say the small peppermint candies. Yeah, me too. The tiny, tiny ones or the big ones. So let's put one of these on each side for now. So we've got trees, bells, stripes. Where were the small peppermint candies? Peppermint candy with green and red colour. Small candy one. Okay, so we've got, on the right we've got the green and white, and on the left we've got green and white but small. Then we've got stripes. I think the bells might be a bit too big for the front, and being as though I've already made this one, I wanted to do something different. So should we narrow it down to these three? So let's go. So Kareen's saying tiny, tiny. So we've got tiny, tiny, regular or stripes. And then somewhere in one of these packets, I've got some die cuts already. Okay, we've got two tiny tinies. Right, we'll go with tiny tiny. Right, next choice, what colour cardstock? Red or green? While I put these papers away. Tiny with trees. I'm partial to candy canes, Donna's saying, and Marsha's saying regular peppermint candies. Oh my days. Oh, and the ornaments, Donna's saying. Right, okay, let's go with what we've got first. Let's put that paper out of there. So, for cardstock we've got a red and we've got a green so far. And you can see I've been chopping into this cardstock. Decisions, decisions, Rachel's saying. Has anybody on here got this paper? You know, if you use Stampin' Up products, have you got this paper? Right, I'm going to just put all the die cuts on one side for now, because as I say, I did cut these while I was at the retreat. So we've got a piece of paper so far. We've got one red, we've got one green. So let me find my cardstock. And so we've got red and we've got green. Donna Jo's saying red. Kareen's saying red. So should we go red cardstock with this paper? No, you're not, Donna Rachel saying yeah. I have some from a paper share, okay. Should we go with this for this one? So we've got Donna that chose the red, and we've got a couple of you that chose the small peppermint candies. I think we'll go with that for now. So first of all, I need to cut my piece of card in half. Right, let me just... So in the UK... Hi Linda Lee from New York. So in the UK, our what we call A4 cardstock is 11 3/4 long. Let's put it this way, 11 3/4 long, and it's 8 1/4 wide. So it's a different size ever so slightly to what the US use, because they use 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to cut mine to my measurements, but if any of you use 8.5 by 11, we'll work the measurements out for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut my piece of card in half, which would be 5 7/8 for me, because I want half a piece of card to make the base card. Then I'm going to score it in half at 4 1/8, because like I say, ours is, let me just double check, ours is 8 1/4. So I'm going to score it at 4 1/8. Keep my cutting blade out of the way and score it. That's my base card. Now I need to find my bone folder. So I'm just going to fold this in half, and that's my base card, okay? So if you're in the US, yours will be, what are you, 8.5 by 11? So you'll be 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. No, start again. You'll be 8 1/4 by 5.5, won't you? So you'll score in the middle at 8.5 by 5.5, and you'll score at 4 1/4. Okay. In the UK, let me double check. I'm 8 1/8, so I've scored at 4 1/8, and I'm 5 7/8 high. Okay. It's a bit confusing because in the UK we use a slightly different size. So that's my base card. So I want a layer to go on here. So, oh, I need my trimmer again. So I'm going to cut my layer at 4 inches by 5 5/8. I think that's right. So this should sit on the front of my card. So in the people that use 8.5 by 11, you just cut your layer 1/4 inch smaller. So you'll be, what will it be, 3.75 or 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. It's not easy for me to work in two different measurements. So that's the front. Now for the inside, I've got a piece of basic white which I have cut at 8 inches by 5 5/8. Okay. I've got it written down here on my pad. I've forgotten I'd written it down. So 8 by 5 5/8. So again, in the US, if you're... Where did you get that nice cutter from, Ashley? It's Stampin' Up, Heather. I sell it in my Stampin' Up shop. Rachel's saying I struggle with just UK measurements. And it's not easy, is it? But why can't all A4 paper or card be the same? Do you know what I mean? Like I say, US have 8.5 by 11. We have 8 1/4 by 11 3/4. For goodness sake, just make it all the same. It would make life a lot easier. So this piece of card basically is like a 1/4 inch smaller on the width and the height. So again, if you're using 8.5 by 11, you make yours a 1/4 inch smaller. And then what you need to do is you'll score it down the middle, and then you'll score it at 1 inch on either side of the centre fold. For me, mine is scored at 2 7/8, 4 and 5 1/8. Now, it actually goes that way. You could actually leave it like this and put it in so that when it opens, it's the full height. But the original card, I'll show you mine because it's a bit neater, is cut in a diagonal, and it's put down in pieces. And this is where the instructions were wrong at the retreat, and this is why it caused me a headache. So the easiest way to do this, once you've got your insert piece that's cut at a 1/4 inch narrower on the width and the height, the way I did mine is I measured 2 inches up from the right hand side on this white piece. I'll move this card so it's not too confusing. So 2 inches up, and I made a mark, and then I put this back in my trimmer and I cut it from the 2 inch mark diagonally up to that top point. And this is what I got. Like this. So you can either put it in like this, and then the original one, this top bit was cut in half. So again, you can cut it in half, you can leave it as just 2 pieces. So you can either have it as 1, 2, 3, or 1 and 2. So it's entirely up to you. Or you can forget the cutting altogether and just put it in like this. So what do we reckon? Do we want the one in 1 piece, or should I use the one that's in 2 pieces? Because I'm going to stamp on one of these. So I'll let you tell me. So I'm just going to put this on one side for now so we don't lose it. I'll put it under my mat so I know where it is. So I'll tell you what I'm using for anybody else that uses Stampin' Up product. I'm using the Be Jolly 1 piece, Rachel's saying. So I'm using the Be Jolly, and I'm using the Slay. We've got 2 pieces, 2 pieces. So 2 pieces is winning at the moment. And I'm using, what am I using? The Be Jolly words, okay? So I'm going to use the Slay and the Be Jolly out of this stamp set that is called Be Jolly, which is a bit confusing. So we've got another one for 1 piece. So far we've got 2 for 2 pieces and 2 for 1 piece. So any more suggestions? 1 or 2? Not lost so far yet, Rachel, because there's 2 for 2 and 2 for 1. Having a drink of my juice. What you all drinking? Has anybody got a drink with them? Can we use the tree as a stamp? Can we use a tree? Yeah, I might do both. I might do the sleigh and the tree. I think I might put Happy Christmas vertical on either side of the fold as another option. And Heather's saying 2 pieces. Okay, so we've got 3 for 2 now. Rachel's got a coffee. I've got blackcurrant juice. So we've got 3 for 2 pieces and 2 for 1. So we'll go with 2, okay? Apple cider. What would you like, Ashley? I've got blackcurrant juice, Linda. Right, we'll go for 2 pieces, and then somebody's thinking about a Baileys. Good on you. And was it Lige just asked for can we use the tree? So we'll use both. We'll use the sleigh. I just need to get another block for the tree. That's in my other drawer. Let's have a look. Just need to get this out of the case. Okay, so we've got the sleigh and we've got the tree. So on my card, I put the sleigh on the left, but on the original card, they had, the sample that they showed us had 3 elements, and they had the sleigh and the tree up here. So I'm thinking, let's see. Should we do the tree down on the left and we'll do the sleigh on the right? I think. So because I'm going to colour it in with my Stampin' Blends, I'm using Memento, just for anybody that might be new. Like saying there's something about trees and Christmas just seems right. Yeah, that's why I bought that other whimsical tree set. The paper's beautiful, and I'm waiting for the stamp set. That's got some really nice, like, stylised trees. This is more like whimsical trees and whimsical figures. So yeah, Tuxedo Memento Black is what I'm stamping in, because I'm going to be colouring with my blends, and they're alcohol, so you need opposites. So Memento is water-based and alcohol markers are alcohol. So that's why you need opposites. So let's just see. Probably won't be straight this, but you never know. Hi Jane, I'm bedridden. I'm a bit late on coming. Oh, it's fine, don't worry. We've literally, this is the first thing I'm making. You'll be able to go back from the beginning. We were just chatting at the beginning, and then we've been trying to work out what colours of card we're using and paper. I'm going to just pop the tree just kind of over to the left. And these, you know, might not be perfect because I can't see what I'm doing properly, but... So for my colours, I've just pulled out a few of my blends, because they're the colours that I'd used in the sleigh. And on this one, on the sleigh, I've put the little bird on the top, which I've not pulled out. So let's just do this for now. So I've got my Cinnamon Cider Light, which is an alcohol blend. So Lai saying, if you fussy cut the Father Christmas, could you put it on the middle fold out? Yeah, that's what I mean. I think you kind of have to stick it on one half so that when it closes it would close flat, but when it opens it would span, you know, like say like this. You'd stick it there, I reckon, on just on one side. But yeah, you could do. Okay, so let's see. Cinnamon cider I've got, so I'm just going to quickly colour this in. You know, this is probably, as I say, not going to be perfect because I don't want to get my head in the camera, but at the same time we're here to craft and make cards. So I love colouring with alcohol markers because they make you look so good, don't they? Do you know what I mean? They're you don't get them kind of streaky lines. So I'm just going to have a look and see what I've done. So I did a red present, so we'll do the same. So this is Real Red Light. All these blends that I'm using are the light versions. I think these images might be a bit too small to do any kind of shading. Nice idea, I was thinking of flags on the fold out for a sentiment. Anything. I mean, it's a simple card, and you can just kind of do whatever you want with it, really, can't you? So let's just put a little bit of red in there. So we've got me with my blackcurrant juice. We've got somebody that's thinking about Baileys, someone else with coffee, someone with apple cider vinegar. Just going to do this little tag, I think, same as I did it in red. I've got Old Olive. Did I add Wink of Stella to the presents? No, but that's a good call, so I could do. So I'm just going to do the bow in green, and then when I've coloured this in, I'll look for my Wink of Stella. What else did I do? Oh, I did this big present down here in green. Like I say, this colouring isn't going to be perfect because I can't actually get my head right over, but it'll be as good as it can be. And then I've got light pumpkin pie. For this present. So we'll do the tree in the Old Olive. And I'll just use the rest of the blends to fill in the little baubles on the tree, I think. So that's what we've got so far. Cute. So I'm going to use, if any of you don't know, our alcohol blends have got a bullet tip end, which is what I was using for the details on the sleigh. How well you'll see that. But they have a brush end as well, which is bigger, and this just helps you cover bigger areas quicker. So I'll try and just go around the baubles first. So for any of you that know about my daughter and her golf, I think I may have already told you that she won the big England Champion of Champions competition a couple of weeks ago, and I couldn't be there because of my back. And while I was away at my retreat last weekend, she played in the Welsh Ladies Championship down in Newport, which is Gwent, and I think there was 144 ladies in the field, and they played 18 holes on the Friday, 18 holes on the Saturday, and then at the end of Saturday there was a cut, so you had to be above a certain score to then play on the Sunday. So it started off with 144 people Friday, Saturday, and then at the end of Saturday, I think it was the top 60 made the cut, and Hannah made the cut. And on Sunday they played another 18 holes, and overall she finished 12th. So I'm going to use cinnamon cider just on the bottom of the tree. So she's had a good couple of weeks lately, and I think she's playing in a competition at her club today, but it's absolutely pouring with rain here. And I think maybe she's got 1 or 2 more club comps left, and then she's finished. And she is going to turn professional, so she's going to work hard over the winter and practice, and then when all the golf starts again next year, she'll be starting as a professional golfer. So that's going to be fun. Right, I'm just going to colour these baubles in, just in any random colours that I've got here on my desk. So let's see what we've got. We'll do those 2 baubles in the pumpkin pie. Thanks, Rachel. We'll do these in the red. And we'll do the 2 stars in the cinnamon cider. Linda, I am feeling a lot better, thank you. And it's funny because when I found out about this retreat, I said to her, I've been asked to go on this retreat, but it's not something I normally do. And she said to me, just go. You never do anything, you know, kind of for yourself. And then we looked at the dates and I said, oh, it's when the Welsh is on. And she said, well, I might not even apply to play in it. So book your space. So I did. I booked my space. She told me to. And then her friend plays over in Yorkshire, and a friend wanted to play in the Welsh, so they applied together. Well, separately, but, you know, they both applied. So a friend came over here and left her car here on the Thursday, and Hannah drove them both all the way down to Gwent. It was 4.5 hours. So she drove them both down on the Thursday, and they had a practice round on the Thursday, and then they played in the comp on the Friday. A friend didn't do that great, so as I say, Hannah finished 12 overall, so that was good. Does Hannah craft? She used to when she was little, but she doesn't. But she did. She never really liked school. She's not very academic, but the things that she did like were things like photography and art, anything that you made things. So no, she doesn't craft. Her talent is on the golf course, but she likes it. She just doesn't do it. Right, let's get on with this card. So I'm going to stick this piece of designer series paper onto the front. So anybody that's watching, are you all okay with the sizes? Right, let's try and get this on as straight as I can get it without getting my head in the way. It's not going to be perfect, but never mind. It's handmade, isn't it? So that's going to go on the front. Then I'm thinking Hannah is doing so well. I know you're proud of her. Wow, going professional. Tell us sometime about what that all entails. It basically just means, Donna, that when she plays in competitions, from the minute she says she's going to be a professional, it means that she's allowed to win money. As an amateur, you're not allowed to win money. So if you win competitions, you tend to get trophies, or you get vouchers to spend, you know, like in a golf shop. But as an amateur, you actually win cold hard cash. You know, so that's basically what it means. She, as a professional, she can also then ask people, you know, like businesses and things like that, if they want to sponsor her and help pay for fees and that kind of thing. Which, to be fair, this year she's had quite a few sponsors at her local club offer to pay entry fees for her for, you know, some of these professional comps she's been playing in every Monday. Because you've got to think that every Monday this year she's played in a professional golf competition with professional men and ladies. As an amateur, she still had to pay a fee to enter, but even if she won, she wouldn't have got the money. Yes, she'd have got a voucher, but it wouldn't be the same as like the pros actually getting the cash in the bank the next day. So she's had help, which has been lovely, because we pay for them all between us. And she's had help from some of the members at her golf club that have offered to sponsor, you know, the entry fees for her, which has been great. It's been a great help. But we were working out what the fees are going to be for next year, because as a professional the fees go up, and without food and accommodation alone, the competitions she wants to play in, we're looking at like £9,000. And then you've got food, and you've got accommodation, and you've got petrol on top, and then you've got, like, she's got new clubs and everything now. She got them a few weeks ago, but you still need shoes and gloves and balls and clothing, so it's an expense. She does work. She works 3.5 days at a golf club. She's an assistant professional there, and she's an ambassador for her club. So, you know, she does earn some money, but it's an expense. So anyway, let's carry on with this. So what I'm thinking is, what did I do on the other one? So I'm thinking that's going to go on the front, and then we'll use some of the die cuts and we'll do the Be Jolly. So before where have I put that Be Jolly? So let's do this. Bring my memento back in. So Linda Lee is saying most definitely on the sizing. Okay, Linda, so are you in the UK, or are you somewhere that uses 8.5 by 11, and we'll go over it again? We've got Be Jolly. This I'm going to pop up on dimensionals. Right, so my next question is, Donna's saying that's exciting but expensive, I know. My next question is, because we've used this one with the tiny peppermints, do we think this white layer is going to get lost, or do we think it's going to be okay just popped up? Do we think we need maybe a piece of card or something behind it, or... So Lai's saying, wow, never thought it would be that expensive. I know. One of the comp that she's been playing in, that's all over Yorkshire, the one on a Monday, they're £100 a time to enter when you're a professional. And then there's others that are like £350 each to enter, and there's all sorts of things. It's ridiculous. It's so much money. Jane is saying, I am just waiting on my Stampin' Up kit. She sounds amazing, what she has achieved. Has her food diet sorted it? No, it hasn't. She's on it. She's going to be going on like a reset, Rachel. She's basically, because it was so difficult with her playing golf to try and find things to eat when she's staying away in like Premier Inns or whatever, it's been a pain. So she's been literally struggling through until the end of a season, and then I think it's this coming week she starts like a kind of a reset where she's going to go right back to basics. I mean, she's cut bread out, she's cut cheese out, but she's kind of got to go back. So we're hoping, and she's got to do these flushes again and start with these flushes. So that's all going to start this week, and then she's just going to see how she goes over winter and practice over winter, and hope she gets into some kind of food routine to see if it helps her body, and see what happens, because her stomach bloats up badly. It's awful. Right, let's see. Red ribbon would be nice. Okay. Let's have a look. So we've got the skinny red and white ribbon, which is from the Playful Pets, and we've got the plain red kind of organza. I was thinking, we've used peppermints on the front and we've got trees and sleighs for inside, so I was thinking maybe to keep the front fairly simple, so maybe put just a bell, Wendy said, I've just seen Wendy's comment, I'll stick to crafting, it's much cheaper. Hope the rewards are going to cover some of the expenses. So do I, but at least she's got a job. That's what I've always said to her. She's got a job in a golf club, so she doesn't have to be reliant on winning money when she's entering these competitions, which, you know, some of them don't have jobs and they turn professional, and the last thing you want is to be stood on a tee thinking, I've paid £100 or £350 to enter this comp and I need to win some of it back. At least she's got a job, so I know it's mad. Right, let me go back because I know I've missed a comment. New York, US, I'm really fine with the dimensions you already stated. Oh, okay, brilliant. Thanks, Linda. So did somebody else ask me for the measurements? I can't remember. I need to go back now. Sorry, I keep going off at tangents, don't I? Okay, right, I think we're okay. Snowflake, okay, so we'll go red snowflake. So maybe the thinner ribbon just wrapped around here, and then we'll pop this up and pop this up. Let's try that. A pop of red behind the white would be nice. Yeah, that's another idea. That's what I was thinking, because it kind of looks a bit lost. This one, you see, there was a good contrast between the cinnamon cider background and the white layer. This one's kind of blending in, isn't it? So let's have a look. Maybe, like you say, a piece of red behind it might look better. And what I might do, I might just cut the red with my trimmer, because my die cutting machine is over the other side of the room, and it means I'd have to get it out and plug it in and all that kind of nonsense. So let's see if I've got any scraps of red before I chop into... Don't think I have, so I'm going to... Let's chop into this. So this one measures 2 by 3.5. So if we say I'm going to make it a bit bigger, can always cut it down. So 2.5 by 3.5. Did I say that was 3? Forgotten already. Flipping heck. 3.5. Let's see what we think. We can always chop it down. So what do we think? Do we think a slightly bigger border than normal? So this is 2 by 3. So this is 2.5 by 3.5. I'm thinking that looks okay. And then we could wrap the ribbon and put the snowflake. Should we do that? Right, let's do this. So we'll put this white layer on here flat. We'll tie a bow That's going to be easier said than done on camera, isn't it? Tying a bow. Being as though I'm a fumble finger. I've ordered some of those. What are those tweezers called? You know, the ones that when they close, they clipped, they grasp together. I've ordered some of those because those would be perfect here because I could clamp the tweezers on that knot to hold it fastened. Oh, that's rubbish, that's too... I might have to tie it in a knot and then tie a bow. You like the fatter border? Okay, perfect. Where are my scissors? So let me tie a bow. Now I've done a knot and now I'm tying a bow just to make my life a little bit easier. Oh, clearly not. And I don't know if you're making comments, I'll look in a minute. So I'll make the bow a bit smaller. And I might, let's see, so we're going to put that on there. What do we reckon? Something like that. And then we'll chop the tails a bit. I forget about this, I've nearly run out, but it's been good ribbon, this Playful Pets ribbon. So just pop those there. So we'll pop this up on dimensionals and I can get the ribbon to lie flat for me. I've twisted my ribbon. I'm trying to straighten it out. So if we put that, might have to shuffle it to the side. Like so. Right, let's get some dimensionals. Yes, like that, perfect size. They're brilliant, I have them. They are called reverse tweezers. Perfect, thank you. So they're good, are they? I've ordered some. I'm hoping that they will come on Monday. Because that's something else I've found since I've been poorly and I was having to keep taking all that painkiller medication. I've become a fumble fingers. So I'm hoping that when all that gets out of my system, I might go back to being a bit more normal. Right, so that's going to go there. Let's just move that around like so. And then I'm going to pop this one up as well. Twine would work as well, yeah. So let's put the snowflake on like so. I think we'll have it on a bit of an angle. Right, let me just find my rubbish box because I've got bits of dimensionals and bits of ribbon now getting in my way. And I think we will have some, let's see what we've got. Should we have some red rhinestones? Might as well go mad. I would like to be fumble fingered at the moment. I love my reverse tweezers. To be honest, I don't know why I never thought of them before, and I don't even know why they came into my head, but I think it was when I was fumbling doing my videos over the last week or so, and I think I spotted somebody else using them and I thought, oh, why don't I get those? So I'm waiting for them to come. Looking good. Okay, we might as well just go all red, completely red. So I'll put one up there, and we'll have one there and one down there. They say odd numbers, don't they? Is supposed to look better. Right, so that's what we've got so far. So that's the front. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, so we've got the red base card with the red and green peppermint candies. We've got the snowflake, the bee jolly, the bit of red ribbon. And now we're going to put this in here. So what you don't do is you do not put glue on these two panels here that are on either side of your centre. You only put your adhesive on the two bigger panels, okay? And then you basically line up the centre of the white piece to the centre of your card and position it so you've got, as best you can, even gap. And then this one, my finger's locked then, this one goes like so. Again, you know, if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. So that's how it goes. It's fine, Wendy, no problem. That's fine, thanks for being here. So Jane is saying, what are reverse tweezers? Okay, so let me see if I can find my old tweezers. So Jane, obviously these are just a regular pair of tweezers. So you have to push them. Let me get back in camera because I've zoomed in. You have to push them to close them, okay? And then when you let go, they open. So reverse tweezers are closed automatically when you're not touching them. It's hard to show you without holding them. And then when you depress them, they open up. So they're great because they're permanently closed. They're great for holding onto ribbon. So what I could have done, I could have pressed them to open them, put them on the middle of that bow, let them go, and it would grip that ribbon for me, and then I'd have two free hands. So that's what reverse tweezers are. I have bought mine through eBay. I just went on eBay and typed in reverse tweezers. I just couldn't remember what they were called when I was talking to you guys about them, and literally just bought a pair. Right, I'm going to use wet glue for this because I think it's going to give me a little bit more wiggle room. So I'm just going to apply on this panel and this panel some wet glue. Obviously, if you're confident with your dry adhesive of choice, you know, whatever you use, then use a dry adhesive. But for me, I think I've got a little bit more wiggle room if I use Tombow. And then you do the same with your top piece. So you only put glue on this, the two outside edges basically, not the bit on either side of the fold. And then you position that like so. So let's do this. So there you go, Li's saying when you squeeze them, they open up, yeah. So they kind of locked in closed position without you touching them. And then when you press them, they open up. So that's... Now again, with this piece, it's entirely up to you. You can butt this top piece up to the bottom piece so there's no gap here, or you can leave a gap. I kind of like to see a bit of the gap. So I'm just going to turn this over and just give it a rub with my bone folder and put my lid on my glue. So there we go. So that's the front of the card, Be Jolly, and then you open it up and we've got our decoration. Obviously, in the Be Jolly stamp set, you've got a to and a from, so you can make tags, and you've got a Merry Hello, and then obviously you've got the Be Jolly. But you could put any, you know, you don't have to obviously use this stamp set. You can use any stamp set. If you've got a Merry Christmas might be nice up here. or you know, if you don't celebrate Christmas, you know, happy holidays, whatever you want. Or just maybe put your greeting somewhere else, maybe on a separate piece of card, and just put it over one, like say, put it here over your tree and leave this bit for your writing. Or you could always put another piece of white card on the back and write your message or greeting there. So Donna's saying you like the gap. Yeah, I do. So that's that card. So that's the one I made as my prototype. This is what we were making in the retreat. But like I say, there's 3 layers of card on here. It's ridiculous. It's so, you know, we can make it a lot easier. So I came home and I worked it out. So simple. So this was my prototype. I've used the bell from the designer series paper. So that was cut out with a die cut. That's cinnamon cider on the back, cut out with a die cut, just layered up. And again, a couple of red rhinestones. So that's that one. And then this is the one I've now just made with you, where we, you know, gone a little bit different. Still use the same stitched So Sweetly die, but we've got the die cut shapes here, and again the dies cut out this white layer and the red background layer. So that's 2 pieces that I cut out while I was at the retreat. As I say, one of the ladies on my table had them with her, so I cut some white cardstock and some red, and I did a bell and a bauble and a star, just to give me some, so that I could do a bit of crafting when I came home. So the dies cut out all those, and then obviously this one we've gone with the tree and the sleigh. So Li's saying you like the red one best. Okay. Corinne's saying really cute, and Donna says she likes the gap. And Janie's saying thank you for explaining what they were. That's fine. So that's the first project, but like I say, what you could also do is do the whole of the inside in one piece and just put it in like that. If you don't want to mess about cutting it and lining it up, you know, if you're not confident, if you're new at crafting, maybe put it in one piece, and then, you know, you've got more room here for a sentiment or decoration and somewhere to write. So is everybody okay with the measurements before I go any further? Or do you want me to go over the measurements again? I'm just going to have a quick drink of my blackcurrant juice. And then I've got another project which I've not made, but I've cut up bits of paper in the size that I think it's going to be, and then I'm going to make it with you if you want to still hang out. As I say, I've not made it, so I don't know whether it's going to work, so it could be an epic fail. But anyway. Oh dear, I'm thirsty. Ladybird123 is saying, where do I find a Stampin' Up catalogue? If you go, I'll just put this on the screen. So Ladybird123, if you go to my website, which is www.applelover53.co.uk, Corrine, no problem, thanks for coming, and click on the Stampin' Up tab on my website. In the drop down list it says view catalogues online, and you can see both the catalogues. The annual catalogue is there, that's the one that lasts for a year, so that's still current up to, I think it's July next year. And the holiday catalogue, what some people call it the holiday catalogue, some people call it the mini catalogue, is also on there, and that ran from July to, I think it runs to about the 3rd of January. This suite is in the holiday catalogue, but both catalogues are there for you to view online. Rachel's saying you don't do fails. Oh, I do. You could put a nice gift pen in the pocket in the middle. Oh, that's a good idea. I've got a... Yes, you could. Yes, what a good idea, because it doesn't kind of, it does, I mean, it folds fairly flat for posting, but because I've got card, I mean, what you could also do if you didn't want to stamp, just thinking about that, you could use designer series paper inside, which is a bit thinner. But yeah, you could, or maybe, sorry, I'm zoomed in again, aren't I? Let's get rid of that. What you could do is leave this top piece off and then do like Jane has just said, and put a glue dot on a pen and slide a pen. So say that's not there, slide a pen in there, put a glue dot on it so it holds it in place. And see, I'm fumble fingered, I'm just knocking things all over the place, and then your pen would be inside. It would make it a little bit thicker for posting, but I think it would still go through the large letter slot in the UK, or you could, you know, gift it, hand gift it. Right, let me zoom out a little bit because I'm a bit too zoomed in now, aren't I? Right, let's see what we're saying. So, good idea, Jane. Lies saying, okay, thank you, we'll have a look. You could put a post-it note inside. Yeah, you could. Good ideas. So, that's that project. Right, I'm just going to put these bits and pieces on one side. So, I'll show you. This was another one of my cards. So, at one part of the first day of the retreat, when we'd done all our projects, our 4 projects and however many extras we wanted to make, they said, or this might have been the Sunday, if you just want to spend some time crafting. So this was another card that I made literally just while I was there. So I just got a piece of green card, scored it in half, I chopped a section off it, and the section I chopped off it I turned round and put on the front, and I layered it up with white. I've used 2 of the different papers from the suite, and these were die cut from the papers, and I've just put them on the front. So that's another idea, you know, which would be simple. Right, let me just find my other bits, because I've got some bits of paper somewhere. I just need to have a bit of a tidy up. Because I can't find. Okay, found them. Got stuff everywhere. Let me put all my embellishments away and give myself a bit of room. Rachel's saying I love that one. Oh, the green one. Yeah, I like the green one. I like the combination of the stripes and the peppermint candies. Like I say, you know, when I first saw this in the catalogue, I liked it, but it didn't kind of call to me. But once I got to the retreat and we started using it, I actually do love it now. I tend not to go for traditional reds and greens, although my tree is generally all traditional green and all, you know, the mixture of ornaments. But for stamping up for my Christmas cards, I tend to go with, like last year it was all that, was it balmy blue, and you know, that balmy blue glimmer card we had, and silver and white. And like I say, I like the whimsical trees with the pinks and the mint macarons and the misty moonlights. So I kind of think that's why I steer cleared of this, but I do love it now. So I am glad that I decided to go for the dies and the stamp sets, so I will be doing more. Right, this next one. Now, this one, as I say, is the one that could be the epic fail. I was watching one of the other Stampin' Up demos, and I honestly can't remember who it was, but I think it might have been Donna Gray, one of the Aussie demos. And she made, whoever it was, made basically what I'm going to try and recreate today. But she doesn't give measurements, because I think what she says is that you can like sign up to a newsletter and she'll send you the measurements out in an email. And also I think whoever it was had different size cardstock to us anyway. So I've literally cut all this up in bits of some old scrapbook paper. This isn't Stampin' Up, this is just some single-sided stuff I've had for years. And whenever I'm trying to work stuff out, this is what I do, and I do this with a ScanNCut. So if I make a cut file, I'll cut it out either in old scrapbook paper or old cardstock to see if it works. So this is what I've got so far. So we need a 1/4 sheet of cardstock, so that's the next thing. So I'm thinking, as I've used cinnamon cider for that one, and as I've used red for this one, I'm thinking we'll go with green for the next one. Let me see what you're saying. So Li's saying, oh, it's very clever turning the cut off around. You should see my living room. Enjoying this might give me my mojo back. Well, Ladybird123, I've lost my mojo for weeks, I really have. And it's a good job that I was out of action with my back, because last time I spoke to everybody on my YouTube live back in the beginning of August, I was saying that I'd kind of lost my mojo and my inspiration. So that was another thing about going on this retreat, because we made swaps. We didn't have to, but we were asked if we wanted to make swaps. And I made 20 swaps. I made a sewing project, which is going to be on my channel, I think, this week. And I got 20 projects back. So that was another great thing, because I've got 20 other cards and projects that I can then recreate and share. So it was good. So I'm thinking green now, okay. Any chance of doing a video on the green one? Yes, Rachel, I will be doing a video. Literally, that wasn't measured. I literally just got a piece of card, scored it in half and whacked a piece off it. So I will measure it all and I will make a video, yeah. Okay, let's go green, being as though people are liking the green, as I say, because we've done cinnamon cider and we've done red. So we need a 1/4 sheet of cardstock for this. So this green, I think this is Old Olive. Oh, what a surprise when you opened it up. So let's see, let's have a go. So a 1/4 sheet. So this is 8 1/4, so I need to cut this to 4 1/8. So if you're in the UK and you're following along, 4 1/8 by 5 7/8, because that's the 1/4 of our UK card. So that's the base. Right, now I've got all these bits of paper. So 4 by 5 5/8 DSP, right? So we need to choose some paper. Oh, heck. Right, hang on. Let's bring the paper back in. So we need a piece of paper to go with the green. Right. What we're going to go with. What about the checks? Checks could be good. I think the trees are a bit too big. Stripy one. Okay. Looks good. I might need more paper in a minute anyway, because I can't, as I say, I've not made this. I've only got my bits of my scraps. So base card is green. We need a piece of DSP. So that's designer series paper, by the way. So right, what we're going with, stripes. So this needs to be 4 inches wide by 5 5/8 tall. And I'm just going to plug in my phone because I don't know how much battery I've got on this camera. I think it might be running out, so let's hope I don't cut us off. If I do, I'll come back. Okay, so I've plugged a battery pack in. Oh, I've just seen that someone said checks and I've cut the stripe now. But I think we might need some more designer series paper anyway, so we'll go with stripes, and if we do, we'll try the checks. Right, what did I say? So 4 by 5 5/8. So that's for there. So that's those 2 layers. Then I need a piece of green. Good job I wrote all these measurements on because I would never have remembered them. 11 3/4 by 3. So this was my piece of card that I've started off with, that I've cut down the middle and then chopped a 1/4 off. So now I want to chop this to 3 inches wide. Is that what I've just said? Yeah, 3 inches wide. Let's double check and cut once. By 11 3/4, which should be the full length. So let's double check that. Yeah. And now this needs to be scored at, so in the UK, that's the full length of your A4 at 3 inches, okay? So this now needs to be scored at 4 1/4. Let's get the blade out of the way. 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. Never mind, it's all right, because as I say, I think we're going to need some more designer series paper in a minute, so we can we can either use those checks or we can look for something else. Yeah, those look pretty. Go with the check because it would do something different. Can I order the Stampin' Up cutter? Jane, where do you live, Jane? What, are you in the UK? Right, let me just fold, where's my bone folder? So full length of A4, so 11 3/4 by 3, scored at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. Okay, so I'm just going to fold on the score lines and just burnish it with my bone folder. Now, where's my base card? I think that goes that way. Yeah, okay, so scored at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2, but the small end needs to be on the left because the bigger end is going to go across your base card. So basically it's going to be like a gift card holder and a card all in one. This little bit here is going to hold a gift card, hopefully, and then that's going to come over like so. So let's put my bone folder on that to hold it down. So that's that piece. See, and I've even put a note on glue only here. So that's that piece done. So now I need, according to this, I need 2 pieces of card that are 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So 3 1/4, so that's not big enough, but that is that way. So I need an extra piece of card. So it's quite card heavy, this card, but hopefully it'll be worth it. So I need a piece that's 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. So let's cut this. 4 1/2 by, what have I just said? 3 1/4. 3 1/4, and I need 2 of these. So that's 1. So let me find my scraps of green. So 3 1/4 by, where's that bit of paper gone? Four and a half. So that's 2 of those. I need to run off. Thank you so much. We'll rewatch on YouTube. You are so brilliant. Oh, you're welcome, Linda. Thank you for being here. So 2 of those. So that's that piece done. Let me put my green scraps out of the way. I need 2 pieces of white, which are 3 by 4 1/4. So I need some white scrap, which I've got somewhere on this desk. Is that wide enough? No, that's not wide enough. Just bear with me a minute, sorry. Oh, here it is. So 3 inches wide, so that's big enough, by 4 1/4. So we'll do the 4 1/4 first. By, just done that, 4 1/4 by 3. Let's hope this works after all this cutting. So that's 1. And then another piece, 4 1/4 by 3. I know it is light, but I think because it's a gift, because you can put a gift card in it as well, it's a gift and a card all in one, so hopefully it's going to be worth it. Right, we need some more, so that's that layer. Okay, so we've got 2 of those. So now I need designer series paper for the front. Okay, so let's try. Should we do the checks now with the stripes, or should we do something different? Oh, hi Vicky. Yes, Jane, it is in the annual catalogue, but if you're in the UK, you can buy from me. Well, I'll rephrase that. If you're in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, or the Netherlands, you can buy from me. If you're not, then obviously you just need to find a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in your country. But yeah, it's good because it has the cutting blade and the scoring blade with it. Right, so are we going to go something different? Okay. What about the red candy canes? Or, I've got that many scraps of paper on my desk now. Something different. Okay. The thing is, there's so many nice pieces of paper, it's hard to know what to choose. What about small red check? That's quite nice because it's got the green in it, which would pick up on the paper. Or small red diamonds. I think we need a bit of red because we've got green base card and we've got green and red in there. So what do you reckon? The red check or the red diamonds? Been lurking for a bit while eating my breakfast, Vicky's saying. Well, I'm glad you're here, Vicky. Oh, just need to get me back on, pushed into the back of this chair. Red diamonds, okay, red diamonds it is. So this needs to be 3 3/4. So 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, and I need 2 of them, I think. Do I? No, I just need 1. So that's going to go on there. So that is all the layers, I think. So the first thing is to, now you can do this. Oh, what's somebody saying? Rachel's saying we lost Vicky. Oh, sorry, did you say something else? I just saw diamonds. Oh no. Right, okay, let's go back to this. So, with this small bit on the left, this piece goes on here. Now, you can either stick it on like so and put that over it, or you can put the paper down and then put that over it. And then one of these is going to go inside. So I'm thinking maybe to put that over, and then that might stand out better. Rachel's saying what you make always looks great. Oh, bless you. So I think I'm going to put this down and put that over it. And I don't know if I've cut this a little bit too long on this side, so I might have to trim a bit off. Let me just have a look. If I put that there like that. See, it's overhanging ever so slightly, so I think it needs, maybe it doesn't need to be, maybe I've got that measurement wrong when I said it was 11 3/4. Maybe this is, it might need to be, let's see, might need to cut 1/8 off it. Let me just make a little mark there. Where's my ruler? So it needs to be 11. No, it should be right. 11 3/4. 1 2 3 4. Hang on. 1 2 3 4. Oh no, it's 11 5/8 it needs to be. So I said 11 3/4, it needs to be 11 5/8. I think. So 11 5/8. It might end up being a bit too small now, but we'll see. I'm just going to shave 1/8 off it. Okay, so 11 5/8 by 3, scored at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. For anybody that wants to have a go. I mean, I might always make this again anyway. In a video, I'm not sure yet. Right, I'm just going to put glue on the biggest end section. And I'm going to pop this. And I'm not going to put it right at the bottom. I'm going to put it about 1/4 of an inch up, I think. I can't remember what the other person did, to be honest. No, I'm not. I'm going to put it flush. I'm going to put it flush because it will stand better. So I'm going to put it flush because then it stands. Yeah, that makes more sense. Now I'm going to put this on here. Stripes on top, hi. Jane's saying something different. So that's going to go like that. Now this bit, you're just going to put a tiny little bit of glue along the bottom, and I would suggest wet glue for this unless you've got a very, very, very thin tape, because the idea of this is to hold a gift card. So you don't want to put anything that's too thick because the card might not go in it. So I'm just going to hold that down. Can you see? So this is kind of like open now. What you could do, you could, if you've got a circle punch, you could cut like a half circle here so that you can see it better. You could chop a corner off it, or you could just leave it as it is. I'm just going to leave it as it is for now, and we'll see how, oh, excuse me, see how it looks near the end. So that's what we've got so far, and it is still hanging over ever so slightly, but I'm going to leave it. Right, now that was for the front, and I think I've cut that the wrong size now. Oh, for goodness sake. Let me find my measurement. Where's that piece of paper that said it was for the front? DSP for the front, 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Yeah, I've cut it the wrong size, so this is the wrong size. So let me measure it and see what it should be. So this is 4 1/8, isn't it? So this should be, it should be 3 3/4. No, it needs to be more than that. It needs to be 4 by, right, it needs to be 2 3/4 by 4. So where's that piece of, I have to find some more paper, just give me a minute. See, I did say I'd not made it. Where's my cutter? So 4 inches by 2 3/4. Let's see if this is right. Hi Jan. So Jan's saying, I love that paper and colour combination. Thank you. Where's my card gone now? Where's my card? That's better. So that's going to go on there. So I'm going to stick that down. So that's going to go like so. Right, now we've got these, 2 green, 2 white. So these are going to layer together and they're going to sit on there. And what am I going to do? Let's see. Might do the Be Jolly again, I think, being as though I've got it out. So we've got Be Jolly. Where are those die cuts? I've got that many scraps of paper on the desk now. Let me put all the card over here out of the way. Right people, can you see the die cuts? Oh, found them. Goodness sake. So we've got that. We could do that and that. Or we could do, they're too much the same, I think. We could do that and that. Right. Do we do the 2 baubles or do we do the bauble and the mitten? I'm going to have a quick drink of my juice. And I'm also thinking red ribbon. And this time the organza ribbon. So while we're deciding, I'm going to put them there. I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of here. I'm going to use my Seal Plus because it's stronger. I'm going to put a bit of ribbon across here. Seal Plus is that strong, my fingers are actually sticking to the back of the card. Put that there, cut that. Where's my peg? I've put pegs on these, I need to wind them onto cards, but just put pegs on them for now. Just need to find my rubbish box. I don't know what I've done with my rubbish box. Oh no, let's see what you're all saying now. I was going to suggest 2 baubles. Yeah, that's the one with the glove. Agree with Rachel, 2 baubles. Bauble and mitten, drum roll, hula. Oh no. Right, let's go with Rachel this time because she missed out last time. So what's Rachel said? 2 baubles. That's fine. 2 baubles it will be. I'm going to pop that onto my piece of green card. But it needs more adhesive. So 2 baubles it's going to be. So let's put that on there. And you know, for anybody that's come in late or you didn't catch what I said, I'll go over the measurements again if you want me to in a bit. 2 baubles. So I'm thinking, what am I thinking? Right, this one's going on flat because it's got the cinnamon cider on the back of it. Not sure how well you can see that. The top layer's cut out of the paper and then it's got the cinnamon cider die cut on the back. So I'm going to put this one on flat, like so. And this one I'm going to pop up on dimensionals. I'm using up all the ends of my dimensionals. Don't waste them. Just chop into them when you've picked all the shaped ones out. Just put that like so. Let's bring my red ribbon back in. And we'll tie a knot on this one, which might hopefully help with my fumble fingers. I'm missing loads of comments. It's saying to me, drum roll, who will win? It's only fun, lol. This has been great. That's 3 baubles, good choice. Yeah, it is 3 baubles, you're correct, sorry, yeah. So we'll just do a knot, I think, for this one. I'm just going to tie a double knot. And then I'm going to trim it down. Remove all my bits of paper. Right, so that's what we've got there. Let me move my ribbon out of the way. I need to make some space. I'm doing what I always do, start off with loads of space and then end up crafting in about 6 inches. So let's move them out of the way for now. Right, so this is going to go on the front of the card. So you only need glue on the bottom half. So I'm just going to put my finger there and I only need glue here. I'll use my seal because it's stronger, Seal Plus. So that's going to, so can you see the glue is only on the bottom half. So if you keep a hold of it above the glue, you'll know where you can stick it down. So that's going to go like so. So when you open it up, you don't see any glue. Then this one is for the inside. So this needs to stick together and then that's going to go in there and it kind of gets hidden behind the other one. So that then when you open it up, you can write your greeting on. So we'll just, I'm not going to put any sentiment on this one. I'm just going to leave it, but you could obviously, you know, depending on what stamp set or whatever you're using, you could put Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or whatever you want. Right, let me see what we're saying. It's great when we all have input. Hi Ashley, good to catch you. Things have been busy for me and I haven't been YouTubing for a while. Loving what you're creating. Oh, you're welcome, Caroline. Well, I've not been here for weeks. I was here not last week, the week before, and at that point I'd not been on since the beginning of August because I've not been well, Caroline. So you've not really missed anything. So this is going to stick behind now like that so you don't see it. So I'm going to stick this down flat. And what I'm going to do, let's see if we can do it this way. I'm going to line it up with the front hopefully, so it's nice and level, and then bring the back over. So when the card is closed, you can't see any writing on the inside. So if your writing's not brilliant, like me, then it's not going to mess up how your card looks. So we need some of our red rhinestones again, I think. I need my take your pick tool, which I've put away. So let's get some, just my putty end is, squash my putty end so I can pick them up. I'll have one there. We'll do odd numbers again. Jan is saying really love this card. As I say, this wasn't my original idea, but the person who did it didn't give measurements, and I think they were in a different measurement to us in the UK anyway, so hence my scrolls on all these bits of paper trying to work it out for myself. Right, what else do I need that I just remembered? So, oh, I know, the card. So let's just see. I've not got a gift card, but I've got one of the ScanNCut activation cards, which are about the same size. So that then would slide in there. So you could either put it that way, or you can put it in that way. Like I say, you might want to put a thumb notch in with a round, you know, part of a round circle punch, or what you could do is maybe chop a corner off, or just leave it as it is. You could add another piece of designer series paper there maybe. Let's see if that piece I cut before would fit. That would probably fit in there. Let's measure this. So this measures 3 1/8. So let's have a look at this. So if we make this, this is 3 1/8. So if we make it 2 7/8, is that right? Let's see. Yeah, that'll do. So 2 7/8 by 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 7/8 by 2 6/8. So 2 7/8 by 2 6/8. That's 2 6/8 is 2 3/4, isn't it? Yeah. So 2 7/8 by 2 3/4. So that could go in there. Yeah, we'll do that. Just to kind of finish. Make that look a little bit more finished. Or you could add another piece of white card there and put something else on it. So let's have a tidy up. You could maybe, you know, let's see what have we got. What have we got on the front? We've got baubles. You could maybe put a mitten inside. This, I don't know, you can do all sorts. I've not thought about that much, to be honest, for the inside. So let me just clear my decks a little bit because I've got stuff everywhere. So what do you think? So far that was the one that I started off with. That's the one I've done today. So for anybody that's come in late, that opens up. It's a kind of a bit like a fun fold. And that's the one we've just made. So Jane is saying, why do you always use wet glue and not the dry glue? I use all the glues, but sometimes I find, Jane, especially with layers, that if you use a wet glue, you've got a bit of wiggle room. So if you don't put it down in the right place, you can manoeuvre it around. So that's, but you know, then I've used dry glue on these. It's just how confident you are with your layers, that's all. I generally use whatever's to hand. Great card, and you're the brains to the measurements. Right, so does anybody want me to go over the measurements again for this card? Or any of the cards? Because to be honest, they're the only two projects I had in my mind. So Li's saying, what a great afternoon, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, it's 4 o'clock. Blimey, I didn't know I'd been on here 2 hours. Thumbs up from Li. Oh, thank you. Thanks for these cards, Ashley. I have to run off again. I've got chores to do and my local demo is starting her live in about 2 hours. No problem, Vicky. Have fun. The cards are beautiful. Will you post the measurements for the US? Yes, I'll try and work them out. I did give the measurements, Marsha, for this one at the beginning, but I'd have to try and rework them for this one. Oh, thirsty. It's thirsty work chatting. So what I'll try and do maybe is take some photographs of these and change the thumbnail after I go off air. So a couple of different cards today, and I like this one because, like I say, you can put a gift card in it. It's kind of a variation of my other green one that I showed before. So has anybody got any questions or anything? Thank you so much for your great demos, great cards. You're welcome, Rachel. Marsha, no problem. I love all the cards, but the last one is my favourite. Oh, thank you, Jan. Like I say, you know, considering it's a suite I looked at in the catalogue that I kind of liked but I wasn't sure of, once I got the paper and started playing with it at the retreat, it has grown on me, and the dies are brilliant. So there's all sorts of things in the dies. I think there's a border in it as well, so I'm really looking forward to getting the stamp set and the dies, and then I'll make some more, because basically apart from this one, these have really only been made with the paper because they're out of the paper. Oh, and the 2 bits of cinnamon cider on the back. So I'd love that too, Ashley. Canadian US measurement, that is. So is Canadian, oh yeah, so Canadian's the same as US, is it? So Canadian's 8.5 by 11. Okay, I'll try and work on it and see if I can work it out for you. It's so complicated. Like I said at the beginning, I just don't know why all A4 is not the same. You know, 8.5 by 11 so much easier to work with than 4.25 by 11 3/4. It's just so much easier your A4 for, you know, if you're going down in 1/4 or 1/2 inch increments. So it was Marsha and Caroline that want US measurements. I'll try and remember to do that. Yes, for both of us. Have a relaxing evening. And who do you like so far on Strictly? Rachel, I've not watched it. I've not watched it at all. I don't know how far into it they are. I honestly don't even know who's on it. And yet I usually do watch Strictly, so maybe that's something I need to catch up on and get into. Okay, so has anybody got any other questions or comments or anything else? I don't know whether I'm going to do a YouTube live tomorrow, being as though I've been here today. I'll see. I've not made any. I've kind of got something that I saw one of the other US demos do. She made it just with a cutter, and I'm thinking that it could probably be made on the ScanNCut, but I'll have to sit down and have a think about that one. Charlotte's saying, thanks for the inspiration. I'd like to point out that these are our creations, so we can play with the dimensions. Have faith. And thanks for the thumbs up and the heart, Caroline. Okay, I'll just give it a few more minutes and see if anybody else has got any last minute questions or anything that they want to ask. And then I think I'll go and try and find something in my freezer for tea. Thank you again, take care, and still take it easy. I will do, Rachel, don't worry. I can't move quick, to be fair. If I try to get up from a chair too quick, my leg gives way. Or I tried to run up the stairs the other day thinking I was okay because I had no pain, and literally my leg crumbled underneath me. It's just old age. Cheryl, thank you, you're welcome. Oh, thanks, Rachel. Yeah, give me a thumbs up, everybody. Not in the chat, the one underneath the video. The big light that says like. That would be lovely. Right, I can't see any last minute questions or comments or anything, so I'm going to say thanks for joining me. It's been lovely spending some time with you. I'm glad that you were able to come and sit and have just, you know, a chat and a catch up, and thanks for your input on the papers and what we've chosen to make the cards. That was lovely. Chance, I know it's just not as strong as it was before I had the back problems. It's getting better. I can get upstairs, but I still can't get up and down the stairs properly, but I can get up them a lot better now. So Li's saying, looking forward to Sunday again, but only if you're well enough. Yeah, as I say, I'll see if I'm going to be on tomorrow. I'm really not too sure. I'll see if I can work something out. But I only decided to do this, the World Card Making Day, a couple of days ago. So, but I may or may not be here. Right, I'm going to go. Take care. Have a good rest of your day or evening wherever you are in the world. And thank you for being with me. And happy World Card Making Day. Bye for now. And I'll hopefully speak to you